I'm Hannah Sokup, the Oral History Curator at the University of Montana's Archives and Special Collections. And today I will show you how to find archival collections that have been digitized and are available on the university's online repository, ScholarWorks. So you'll want to go to the Maureen and Mike Mansfield Library homepage. The URL is www.lib.umt.edu. And when you get there, you're going to click on this first tab, Research and Find Materials. And then you're going to go to the left-hand navigation and you're going to click on ScholarWorks. And when you get to ScholarWorks, there are a lot of digitized materials on here, including publications, secondary sources, oral history interviews, even some archival photographs. So in order to find where those are within ScholarWorks, you'll want to click on Research Unit, Center, or Department. And then this list is really long, so you'll just collapse it, and you'll go to the Mansfield Library, and then Archives and Special Collections. And so you'll be able to see there are associated students of the University of Montana documents. And then there's this list of manuscript collections. And it's fairly short, but there are still some really great things on here. So we've got a manuscript about the University of Montana land for the campus. We have a manuscript that someone wrote about the University of Montana, one of the former president's wives. We have the poets Patricia Godeke and Leonard Robinson's papers on ScholarWorks. We also have Max Baucus's, former Ambassador Max Baucus's papers, as well as former Ambassador Mike Mansfield's papers. So there are a small but very selective set of materials here on ScholarWorks that are really useful for researchers. And so if you know what type of information you're looking for, you know the collection already, you can just click on it. If you're not sure and you're just kind of thinking, well, I'd really like to know if there's anything about wildlife. You can see wildlife there, but if you didn't see that, you could click on manuscript collections. And you could go over here to the search bar and you could type in wildlife and search. And it will show you all of the different places that the term wildlife shows up. And so it looks like this memoir has information about wildlife, and then of course the history of the Boone and Crockett Club by William Sheldon. So you could look at that. You could also go back and you could do an advanced search if you wanted something a little more specific. And here are the different ways that you can limit your search in ScholarWorks. So you could limit it by author, if you have an author in mind, or if you know the title, or if you know the document type. So there are a lot of ways to search for things in ScholarWorks. You can also limit it by date range, and you don't have to have month, day, and year. You can just have a year. You could have 2003 to 2019. You can limit your search just to manuscript collections or ScholarWorks at the University of Montana, or you could search all of the institutions that have a ScholarWorks, an online repository, to see if they have materials. So if you were to do all repositories and then do smoke jumpers, you would see that we have a lot of materials if you scroll down far enough, but also the National Smoke Jumpers Association magazine is available, and it's available through Eastern Washington University. So this is a wonderful way for you to connect, and this is not a primary source, this is a secondary source, and a lot of things on ScholarWorks are secondary sources. But there are institutions that are putting archival content on their ScholarWorks sites, and so this is a great way for you to search that digitized content. and connect with other institutions that may have materials related to your research topic if your institution doesn't. So I'd encourage you to try ScholarWorks out and see what's available. There are, of course, as I said, published sources. And if you wanted to just start from the home page and do an advanced search that way, you certainly could. And again, if you were going to search for manuscript collections, you could include that here in the document type or just as a keyword. So with all fields, so subject or all fields.